Oh, Patty, I'm telling you, Keanu's not going to forget me. I'm just saying, with the experience me and Keanu had, he will never, ever, I think, forget me. I think I will be ever burned on his brain.
Welcome to the No Guilt Fangirls podcast, where liking what you like is never a bad thing. Here's your host and head fangirl in charge, Patty Holiday.
Hey y'all, welcome to the No Guilt Fangirls podcast. I'm your host and head fangirl in charge, Patty Holiday. And if you've been listening to the recent Monday Movie Minute shows, hint, they drop every Monday and are about movies, you knew that this was coming, because how could it not be coming? I can't help it. I've been fangirling Keanu Reeves just a little bit right now. And I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not. So we're going to talk a little about Keanu. This is the special Keanu Reeves episode. Mm-hmm. Today, I've got a guest for you. Y'all, I've got Beyonce on today.
Hey, y'all. It's Beyonce of Bollywood right
here. Right? I tell no lies, guys. If you did not know, this is the Beyonce of Bollywood, also known as Amanda Taylor from The Geekly Show on Facebook and Crazy Amanda Reacts on YouTube. Y'all, she's also got a podcast that she co-hosts with her adorable husband called Y'all Get On My Nerves. I love that name. I love the show. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, look, you said Guide for Moms, didn't you? Guide for Moms, Guide for Geeks, but one's with a 4 and one's with a FOR. So it's getting a little crazy, Patty, but thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can find her on her blogs. Those are her blogs, and we'll put those links down here for you guys in the show notes, because after you hear what Amanda has to say, I have a feeling you're going to go want to find her in all the places, because she's a lot of fun. Let's get into all things Keanu. Now, first of all, y'all, Amanda spent a little bit of time with Keanu lately, a little one-on-one time, right?
Oh, Patty, I'm telling you, Keanu's not going to forget me. I'm just saying, with the experience me and Keanu had, he will never, ever, I think, forget me. I think I will be ever burned on his brain.
Yeah, and I don't think the rest of Twitter or the internet will either. So, yeah, we're going to get to that in just a minute. But first, we're going to talk about what's going on with Keanu right now. Like, guys, he's everywhere. I mean, it's the summer of Keanu.
It is true.
Yeah, like what all has he been in this month? There's been all kinds of things coming out.
So I'm just saying, like, in the last, what would you say, like 15 years? Keanu hasn't, like, maybe dropped a John Wick and 1 here and a John Wick 2 there, but you haven't heard of Keanu in like the last 14, 15 years. You haven't heard of him. And then it seems like this past month, he's in everything. Right?
Everything. And he's awesome in everything.
It's true. It's true. Like, he's been in, I guess, stuff in the past, but he's been doing D movies. I don't know. But Toy Story, all the big stuff. Toy Story 4. He's got another John Wick. Then he's on this Netflix show I didn't even know he was in until I saw it. And then I'm watching this Always Be My Maybe, right? Have you seen it yet, Patty?
Yes, I was going to ask you if you've seen that one. Did you see it?
Of course.
He steals the entire thing. I mean, it was the funniest thing I've seen since I think I have not laughed out loud this hard since I saw the princess scene from the princess from Ralph Breaks the Internet, right?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
This was like that same kind of, oh my gosh, he's not doing this. He's doing this. This is hilarious. I laughed so hard.
It is hilarious.
And it is so funny.
It tells you, though, I'm telling you, since I'm now a Keanu expert, since I'm now the expert in the Keanu Reeves's life, I guess you could say. No, I know him on a deeper level. I'm just saying, from his personality to see him in a role like this, it was like night and day. It was like night and day, because
that's funny.
It seems like he's a little more reserved in person. You know, he didn't talk. He gave real kind of short answers. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like he seemed a little awkward, you know?
Yeah.
But in this Always Be My Maybe, like, he was, what was he doing? The karate and
Well, he was, and he was like low key shading Randall Park the whole time, and it's a really good performance, guys. I know that sounds so funny to say, but and if you haven't caught up on Always Be My Maybe, A, I have a review, and I'll give you a link for that. But B, it's on Netflix, and you got to watch this. Even if you can't handle the rest of the show, fast forward to the scene where they go out to eat together as a couple, and then watch until they're in the Uber on the way home. Because even that part was funny, and he wasn't even on the scene, but he still got a laugh out of me on that one. But no, I agree with you. I mean, I know he was out there, but he was doing a lot of like indie stuff and kind of, I guess, passion project, maybe just things that were real popular. And I had already confessed to this that I was sleeping on John Wick. I hadn't watched 1 or 2. I didn't pay any attention.
Seen 1 or 2. Have you?
Okay.
Have you seen the 1 or 2 yet? Okay.
No, not yet. Yeah, I just saw 3 last week.
And did you like it?
Holy crap!
Did you like it?
Yes. To an extent, I enjoyed it. I can't believe how long the action scenes went on for. Like, it went on too long for me.
Oh, see, I like those. Really? Oh, I like a good action
I know
scene.
Everybody does, and everyone's like, "Well, duh, that's what John Wick is for." And I'm like, "No, I get that, but I mean, my issue with the scenes were that a fight scene. It was really cool, and they were really creative in the way they were killing people, which I guess." Props to them for that. But they went on for like 10 minutes, and I need, a good 4 or 5 minute fight scene, not a 10-minute fight scene. But that might be my ADD kicking in, where I was just like, I can't watch this go on for this long.
Did you what about, was it as long as like in-game fight scene? Was it that long? Because that last fight scene was forever. I was like, oh, this is...
It was, but there was one of them. There was just that one big long fight scene. This was the entire 2-hour movie so that was the difference. That's gotcha. But literally that was my only complaint. The rest of it, I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed Keanu. I enjoyed John Wick 3 overall.
This is the most important question about it, though. Did Keanu look good, Patty? Did Keanu look good?
Girl, he's like 54.
No.
And yes,
Ah.
I'm not lying. And I think he looks better now than he did back in Bill and Ted's.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the first time I ever seen him is watching him on the Bill and Ted movies. And then I had no kind of thought that, oh, Keanu's sexy. That's like trying to think Jim Carrey's sexy in the Pet Detective movie. He ain't sexy. You can't think of, so that's how you think of right? That's how you think of Keanu Reeves and Bill and Ted. You're just like, oh no. But then when he came out, Point Break, you remember Point Break, Patty?
Oh yeah. Johnny Utah. Johnny Utah.
And then after that, he did the Matrix and all that. He got sexier and sexier and sexier. And it has not stopped the progression because Patty, he look good now, Patty.
I know. It's not fair. It is so not fair. So anyway, this week, Always Be My Maybe, John Wick 3, Toy Story 4 is coming out. I actually, was Sunday. It was Sunday. Sunday was June the 9th. Do you know what June the 9th is? Do you know what day that is? Is this a trick question? What is this? It's a trick question.
Give me a hint.
It has to do with Bill and Ted's. June 9th is called Bill and Ted's Day. That's the day that they have to do their presentation in order to pass high school, right? Yeah. So I'm on Twitter, and of course, everyone's talking about Keanu.
Well, let me tell you what I thought you were going to say.
Wait. It's a family show. It's a family show.
No. I didn't say nothing bad. It ain't nothing bad because I thought you were going to talk about the game, the game he's in, because that happened Sunday too, right?
What game?
He is also. It was big gaming.
Oh
news.
Yes. The big gaming news. No, you're right. You are exactly right, and that's why.
That's it was revealed the voice of Cyberpunk 2077. Keanu Reeves. So I'm telling you, Bill and Ted's Day, this thing, he's everywhere. So I sat down and I was like, I think I was in 8th or 9th grade when Bill and Ted's came out. Obviously, I have matured so much since then. Yeah. I wondered if I would actually still like Bill and Ted's. Amanda.
It's still funny. Dude, it's still funny.
Now, you watched it?
I watched it.
Oh.
I sat down, I watched it. And against my better judgment, I even let my little 8-year-old sit with me and watch it because I was like,
Did it have bad words?
It had a few, but not as much as I thought there would be. But more concerning was just things that we did back in '89. We would never do or say or would never make it on TV today. Like at
like what?
At one point they get mad at each other or they're, I don't know, we're scared for each other, whatever. Anyway, they hug each other and then they push each other away and they called each other the F word, derogatory for gay men.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like yes, I was like, we would never
made you feel uncomfortable now. Like it made you like really like, but back then it was.
Back then it would have gotten a laugh, right? And now I'm like, and it horrified me. And then I felt kind of bad for Keanu because I think that's got to be embarrassing for him to see that.
Yeah. But look at the progression we've made in life. Look at that. True. Even from watching the movies.
This is true. So yeah, my first experience with him was back with Bill and Ted's, and then all those other things kind of like fell into place over the 80s and 90s. There was also a period of stuff that I did not like Keanu in at all. I wanted to like him so badly because I liked Bill and Ted's, but there was things that he did that like Dracula, I didn't like him. He was in that Shakespeare. Yeah, he was in a Dracula, and he was also in a Shakespeare.
Maybe even unpopular opinion here too. Remember that Constantine movie? Was it Constantine?
Yes, yes. People love it.
He was like this archangel. I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one.
I know. So we're not over here saying Keanu has made all the best choices or that we love everything he's done. However, everything he's doing recently it's been pretty awesome. It's been kicking some booty. So,
well, I don't want to spoil what's to come, but he had a revival. Am I right?
I don't know.
Am I right?
Well, let's go ahead. We've opened the door. Let's talk about the Keanu. Let's talk about the Keanussance. All right, is that what you're calling it? The Keanussance, the Renaissance of Keanu. I don't know how you were mashing those words together, but.
Let's give a backstory because I'm going to tell you, I didn't come up with the name.
Okay.
I didn't come up with the name. It was said to me that one of us should ask a question about I guess it was his Keanussance, right? Because it's like Renaissance, but like Keanussance. Someone said it. One of y'all should ask about the Keanussance, like in joking. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. Right? I was like, I'm going to do it. So I still claim the word because I made Keanussance cool. But yes, it wasn't original, which is why when it was stolen, I didn't get too mad.
All right. So explain what happened. First of all, last week you got this epic invitation to go as press. You were down as part of all your shows that you do, guest of Disney to cover this press junket.
As a press junket. And we were there.
All of the stars were there.
We were there with, all the stars.
From Toy Story 4.
But all the other press too, like the Collider and you had, Nerdist and what's the other ones, the Screen Rants. And I mean, because they had us introduce ourselves at the beginning of the press junket. We were like, or when we ask a question, we had to introduce ourselves. So they were over there, this is the Collider, da, da, da. And then here, my first impression, because when I went to ask the question, I was like, I'm Amanda from Crazy Amanda Reacts. Of course, that's what you're going to use. You already heard I could have said Beyonce of Bollywood, but I said Crazy Amanda Reacts.
Which is your YouTube channel, which is hilarious.
Right, it's my YouTube channel.
Guys, it's just what it sounds like. She's reacting to all things and all manners of life and all trailers that drop, including some Bollywood trailers and songs. And it's adorable. So go subscribe to that one. Go ahead.
But I'm just telling you too, Patty, you've been to these kind of interviews. You know the competition to get in a question sometimes, right?
You got to stand out.
And I'm not even here with other like bloggers or YouTubers. I'm here with the big boys. But I was like, I'm getting my question in. I'm getting my Keanu question. So I got the mic in. And I had it, and up on stage, so they did it in a couple groups, but up on stage was like the directors. And who's the girl that plays Gabby?
Christina Hendricks.
What's her name? Christine. Yeah. And it was her. And then next to her was Tim Allen. and then Keanu was on the end, right? So I introduced myself and I asked him about the Keanussance, the revival. And let me tell you though, Patty, you know how I mess names up, right?
I do. Yep. It's part of your charm. It's part of your charm.
I messed everything up. So I was practicing that Keanussance name in my head, like the whole press junket. I was because I was like, my question's gonna be. I'm practicing that. But when I went to ask that question, Patty, did I get it right?
Probably not.
I put it on my YouTube. If you saw, I was stumbling, and then I went downhill. So I think I was like trying, instead of being like little cute and witty with Keanu, I think I started stumbling, and I think I said revival like 4 or 5 times. So I felt like maybe I just kept saying, your revival, your revival. So I think first that
Keanu's like, was I dead? Are you saying I was dead?
So already
Poor
I messed
Keanu.
it up. And then I don't know if some said they think that I made Keanu mad. Some said that just Keanu was confused. So it could have went 50-50 there. But do you see the video footage out there? You can make the opinion yourself, because my question wasn't on Twitter, but his answer was on Twitter, wasn't it?
It was. And I just laughed about it because he did just look a little confused. He didn't look mad to me. Keanu and I aren't quite that one-on-one with each other. But he didn't look mad.
He just smiled. He smiled through it.
Yeah. He was just like, okay, then, I'm still here. I'm happy to be here. It was funny. It was very, very Amanda. But you also said though that you had another moment with him.
I did.
When he walked past you.
Oh yeah, because even before we went into we were waiting in line to enter the place for the press junket where they were having there. I guess they had another screening going on before then, but so we're waiting in line to get in, and we're just talking, and I'm in the front of the line because I was like, I'm getting my seat by Keanu.
Girl, I know you. Yeah.
And I was just talking to other people in line up in front and stuff. And they had the security people there. And the one, security lady tapped me. She's like, can you move over a little bit? Cause we were blocking the hallway a little bit. And so I just turned to move. I was like, sure. I turned, and who's walking right in front of my face, Patty, was Keanu. Not even close.
Duke kaboom right in the house. Duke kaboom right in the house.
And he was looking so sexy, Patty. He had on his dark clothes and the combat looking boots. And he's sporting that longer do, right? He's sporting it, but it looks just clean and silky, soft, and Patty. So right there in front of me, Keanu, and my knees got a little weak, Patty. I started going weak at the knees. I, for real, not even joking, 100% fell back. The people had to catch me. I was like, oh, not even joking, Patty. People had to catch me a little bit, maybe 2 or 3.
Hashtag swoon. You literally swooned over Keanu Reeves.
And I'm not embarrassed about it, Patty. If you were there, it would have happened to you too. It would have happened to you too if you were there.
You know what? I won't even pretend that that's not true, because yes, you've seen me. My face just lights up, and I get, and there's something about certain stars, and I think Keanu falls in that range where that personal space, once they enter you just can't help but feel that magnetism and that spark that they give off.
We had a magnetism.
You had your moment.
We had a magnetism moment, Patty. I think he felt it too. I think he felt it too. Patty, we might have just solved it. He wasn't confused by my question, Patty. He was not. He was swearing, Patty. I think we solved it.
We have cracked the code. He was swooning himself. He was like, "Oh, dang!"
It makes sense. He didn't.
It is the Beyonce of Bollywood asking me a question, and he didn't know how to respond. That Amanda, you're right.
We had that moment, Patty. Oh, yeah. It's all. I feel better now. It's clarity. And I saw him looking at me. I had video.
I'm so glad I could have you on here to talk this out because we have now solved the
Well,
problem.
I'm so glad we could have done that because now I feel like, a question was lifted off my shoulders, even a little weight, because in the back of my mind, I was like, I hope Keanu, it wasn't the other 50%, like he was upset at me,
It's definitely that he was flustered by you. That's
I think you're right. You're
absolutely.
right. It all makes sense now.
It
makes
does.
sense.
All right. So, without spoiling anything, how is Duke Kaboom in Toy Story 4? Can you say anything without being spoilery?
I mean, what I want to say might be a spoiler, so I don't know.
Okay.
No, this is what I'll tell you. No, I'm gonna tell you one word that was said about Duke Kaboom that people said in the press conference. They called him a crybaby.
Oh,
They called him a crybaby, Patty. I don't think that's spoilery. Patty.
Okay. So we're gonna get a little bit of the emotional side of Keanu.
Yeah.
In 4, which opens on the 21st, right? So this opens right around the corner. We're gonna
What is that, next Friday? Is it that close?
next Friday. So that's exciting. And by the time this airs,
so our embargo breaks though Thursday. So you can read.
Yes.
I mean, I don't put spoilers in the thing, but you can read about the movie Thursday on the blog. Oh, yours too. Have you?
Yeah, I'm seeing the screener tomorrow. So
right.
we'll have those up if anybody needs and no spoilers. We definitely don't do that because that's not cool. I mean, I like spoilers. If anybody ever wants to message me and say, "Hey, this is what I heard about blah blah blah," I am that girl. I love the gossip. I love the rumors. I love spoilers. It doesn't bother me. However, I realize I'm a freak and nobody else likes that. So I try not to spoil things if I am thinking about it. But yeah, we're going to have those up ready for people to read. We'll have that out there.
But I mean, there's stuff out there now, like a little bit. I don't know if that one about him being a crybaby, but they sure have stories out there now about my Keanussance.
Well, I saw that. It was picked up by what like comicbook.com or something like that.
Comicbook.com.
Yeah. I actually think the first time I even saw the clip was somebody actually tweeted it and said something about it being an
that was the Screen Rant guy. Are you talking about yeah. And I went, so all right, I got a story here, Pat.
Okay. All right.
Because as you are aware, not the audience, but our friend Tessa, right, writes for Screen Rant.
Right.
He had actually seen me in where you get food at our little lounging place, but he didn't know me. He just saw we all got these Toy Story backpacks, so we knew I was pressed too, right? And he's like, "Oh, you're here for the Toy Story thing?" So we started conversation. I'm like, "Yeah," and introduced ourselves, and he's like, "Oh, I'm here. I'm Rob from Screen Rant," and I was like, "Oh, you're on Screen Rant? Yeah, Tessa's here." And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, Tessa's here." So we were like becoming friends, me and Rob, right? So then we're in the interviews, and Tessa is sitting next to me, and she shows me her phone, and she's like, "Look what Rob from Screen Rant just tweeted about you."
Ouch.
Right? And what did it, do you remember exactly what it said, Patty?
Something about
something like
you've been sleeping.
Keanu.
Yeah, awkward question that Keanu Reeves had to answer, and basically something like
about his revival. Well, he said about his revival.
Yes.
And then I remember he said something about Keanu's always been around, fam. You just haven't been paying attention. That's what he said.
Yes.
I remember, you just haven't been paying attention. I was like, "Oh, Rob." I wanted to ask her. I knew, it's just me, Rob. That's how I do. I just ask. I mess with people. All right? Yes. Even Keanu Reeves, I mess with people.
You best believe she's going to mess with Keanu Reeves.
But come to find out, Patty, he was sitting next to Adam from comicbook.com. So they're friends. And that's who wrote the story about my Keanussance.
Oh my God. See, it all comes around. It all comes around.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm glad we were here to like set the record straight for anybody that hears the terms Keanussance. It was said to Keanu Reeves by Crazy Amanda Rex. And don't get your facts straight, people, that's where it came from.
And Patty, you know he will never forget.
He's never going to forget you. Something else that I found about this, and I don't know if, I'm sure it wasn't covered in the Toy Story thing, but I don't know if you knew this about Keanu, but apparently he has donated something like 70% of his earnings from The Matrix to a children's hospital.
70%?
Yeah, like that's the kind of dude he is.
Really? That much?
Yeah. And he's supposed to be super humble. And I heard during that press conference, because of course, I was all over this on Twitter watching from home. And as I was watching this, I saw somebody mention that every time basically that you guys all wanted to ask Keanu questions, which I totally get because it's the Keanussance, right? So of course we all want to ask Keanu some questions. But he did a really good job. A lot of times they said that he would turn the question around and throw it back to Christina Hendricks. It's especially true. Anything that was, how does it feel to step into this iconic cast? It was something that he could pull her into as well.
He really did.
And that's what I heard is that he was, I don't know, moderating to an extent, but he was.
Well, see, at first I was like, I don't know, before hearing all his humbling stories and the donating things, I didn't even take it at that. I was like, oh, is he like just feeling weird, like awkward maybe a little bit for, like not wanting to talk and so, but no, he like it was then when it happened a couple times, I was like, oh, he's making sure like she gets her part because she's up there with him and Tim Allen and then her,
right. Which she's awesome in her own right. I don't know if you watched Mad Men when it was on. But,
I haven't.
Oh, she played Joan in Mad Men, and Joan is one of my favorite female characters of all time in TV. She's really great. So she's this fantastic actress, but yes, compared to all those other folks on the stage, I got the impression that she just was getting less questions. So it was cool to see that he was so generous to recognize that and to pull her in whenever he could. And that was, I don't know, it seems like that's kind of what I've been reading online, because this is my thing, Amanda, is once I get a little something stuck in my head, like Keanu Reeves stuff.
You went down the Keanu Reeves hole.
That sounds gross, but yes.
Like the rabbit hole, the
Keanu
Reeves hole.
the Keanu hole. Yeah, no, I totally did. And that's exactly what it is. I have Googled and I have researched and I've been reading all this stuff about him because that's how I fangirl, is that I kind of get obsessed with things and I start reading all about it. And that's why I now have all this useless knowledge about Keanu Reeves in my head. So,
Now I want to ask you, like, because just talking about this makes me wonder, like, did he show like his house? Does he live like in a normal house? Like, he's giving all his salary away.
Right.
He ain't making that much from Bill and Ted.
No.
He's giving away the Matrix salaries.
I think he's getting some pretty decent chunk of change from John Wick, because these movies, and that's actually why I finally watched John Wick, was because it kept having a really strong box office showing. And I was like, what is it with this movie? I got to watch this. So
they have some hardcore John Wick fans. They do. Like, even from doing the trailer reactions to them, like they have some hardcore.
Yeah. So that's why I finally got on board and watched John Wick. But I didn't go that far. I didn't go that stalkerish to like Google Earth map him and find out where exactly he lives. I didn't go that far. However, I did read somewhere that for a long time, he didn't buy a house. He was apparently renting something. And he said, well, it's my home, even though I don't own it, but this is home to me. And I've been here for 9 or 10 years now. And I just can't imagine being anywhere else. And that was early in his career. So I think he's just always kind of been like that. And maybe...
Has he ever been married?
I don't think he's been married, but he did have he had a tragic situation. Yeah.
What?
Do you want to hear this? This is.
Oh, yes. You got to tell me now.
This is super sad. So apparently he had a girlfriend and they were in love and they were actually expecting.
Was this early on? Like really early on?
It's not that long ago, to be honest. I can't remember. It's been 15 years. Maybe that's what's.
Okay. Still, it's after Matrix time. And was she like famous though, or just normal?
I think she was in the business, but I don't believe she was an actress. I think I think she was, something in Hollywood, but not exactly.
Because these details are important,
It is. No, it is important. It is important. Okay, so her name was Jennifer Syme, Syme, and Jennifer and he were expecting a baby. She was an American actress, so she was an actress, and this all went down 2000, 2001. So she was an actress. And they were expecting a baby, and unfortunately, the baby died stillborn. So he doesn't have any children. And apparently, after that, I think they kind of broke up, or their relationship was strained, or whatever. So they broke up a little bit later. But then she was in this terrible car accident, and she died. She died.
Well, he was broken up with her, but
yeah,
still, he was like she like the love?
I think
like
she, at least, according to the internets, that's the last. That's the last person that they've shown him kind of to be connected to, or that's the story that comes up. And
what's her name again?
Yeah, Jennifer Syme, Syme. And she was young when all this happened too. So anyway, that's so I don't think he's actually ever been married, but that was as close as his personal life as we got that I know of. And I've just now I pulled up the internet, and now I'm like, see, Keanu. But I think actually that all happened before Matrix and whatnot kicked off. But anywho. Yeah, so that's the Keanu personal side of things. But what I've read about him, again, he gave away some money to charity, a lot of money to charity. His early friendship with Bill from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, they're still apparently really good friends. And even as
are they? What has Bill done? Bill hasn't done nothing, has he?
Not compared to Keanu, no. He's done, I think he went off and did a whole bunch of, make the world a better place kind of stuff. Alex did. And Keanu has helped along the way with those things and stayed in touch with them. That sort of thing. So, yeah, I mean,
he's such a good guy. Look at him.
He's just one of these stars that we can all go, oh, Keanu, we wish the best for you. And
well, I'm going to tell you, Patty, and I think it's a combination of all of it, his looks, and then he gives off that aura, because I never went weak in the knees like walking by a celebrity like that before. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know you. I've seen the selfies. You've been with lots. You've walked up to lots of celebrities before, and so.
I feel like it was just even his aura he gives off, just the aura around him. So. And hearing all these stories, it all makes sense.
I think sometimes there's just really good people in this world, and maybe Keanu is one of them. Maybe we don't deserve Keanu Reeves, which I have to say is so funny, because I remember going through a period of time of rolling my eyes anytime somebody said he's such a great actor, and I'd be like, no, he's not. He is not. But I will tell you this: my absolute favorite moment, and any Keanu, whenever somebody says his name, I always flash to this. And in fact, my husband and I quote his character from Parenthood. Did you ever see Parenthood?
Oh, yes, the boyfriend.
Yes, the boyfriend. We quote Todd all the time, because Todd has some great lines. But my favorite Keanu moment is when he's having this discussion with Mrs. Buckman, and he's talking about her son, and he had just had this manly one-on-one talk with him, and he's reporting back to her, and he's like, Mrs. Buckman, you need a license to buy a dog, or to drive a car, or even a license to catch a fish, but they'll let any blank 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 be a father. And he's so. It's so different from what you were expecting from Todd, the character. And then he does this little head shake, like, oh, shake it off. Oh, and then he's back to being doofy Todd. Do you remember that scene? It's so good. That was my first, oh, wait, there's more to Keanu Reeves than Bill and Ted and Todd. That's kind of opened my eyes to, okay, I got to watch this guy. And, like I said earlier, over the years, there's been some stuff I didn't like him in, but these things that he's doing lately have just totally got my attention again. And like you said, I am fangirling the heck out of Keanu right now in this Keanussance.
I know. I am too, Patty. I'm right there with you. And I never would have thought it. But you know what? Now that I'm even thinking about it, because we mentioned Duke Kaboom a little earlier, right?
Yep.
We mentioned Duke Kaboom. And Patty, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. So I really didn't even know that Keanu, look, between me and you, Patty, all right? No, this is between me and you.
Okay, we won't tell anybody else.
I did not I did not realize that Keanu Reeves was the voice of Duke Kaboom till they gave us the list when we're going to Orlando to interview them. Right? And this, you're laughing now because I even went to the Pixar trip. I went to the Pixar trip. We got to watch 20 minutes of footage and hear about the characters, but I still didn't even know then that Keanu Reeves was the voice.
Oh, Amanda.
But Duke Kaboom was already my favorite character, right? I got the Duke Kaboom t-shirt when I was in Pixar. That was when I saw all the new characters, and they got some good ones. They got Bo Peep at the new character. They got Gabby. They got the Giggles and Forky. And Forky, a new character. But I was like, nope. I'm Team Duke Kaboom, and I got my t-shirt. That's before I even knew he was the voice of it. So already I'm a Duke Kaboom fan. But
there you go. And I think that says it all, right? You didn't even, all you knew was you liked the character, you liked the portrayal, you liked what you saw, and Keanu got to you like in this subversive way you didn't even know was going to happen.
Maybe that guy's right on Twitter. Maybe like Keanu hasn't gone anywhere. We just wasn't paying attention, right? Maybe he was right.
Sometimes Twitter can be right, but we're not gonna go there today. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. And hey, you know what, people? If you like what you heard today, please remember to leave a review, comment, subscribe, hit those 5 stars. You know that helps other fangirls find us, and so we can have more discussions and more fun like this with Beyonce. Bollywood. And of course, if there's anything you'd like covered on an upcoming episode, we're open for your fangirl suggestions. So always just hit me up, let me know. You can find me at noguiltfangirl.com or on all of the social media at noguiltlife. And so thanks, Amanda. Thanks for joining me on the No Guilt Fangirls podcast. And I hope you'll come back to fangirl with us again real soon.
Definitely. Thanks for having me. I had fun. And I told you, even when you asked me, I was like, oh, the Patty's podcast. I'm down. So anytime, Patty.
Awesome. Well, I will hit you up because I am sure there's more that we got to talk about, Amanda. All right, girl. Thank you.
No problem. Bye.